Hi there, welcome to the Happy Chicken Coop YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me today. I'm gonna be giving you 8 simple tips for breeding chickens. Before I get into that, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also be sure to subscribe to our website, thehappychickencoop.com. If you subscribe using the link in the description, you will receive a free ebook on the 10 best egg-laying chicken breeds. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Whether you want more chickens in your flock or you want to turn a profit by selling chicks, you need to learn how to breed chickens. In general, most of the work is done by the rooster, but when it comes to the logistics of breeding chickens, there are certain things you can do to control the end product, the chicks, and make sure the actual breeding process goes smoothly. I'm assuming you already have your breeding flock chosen, so that we won't go into genetics here. Instead, this video focuses on how to plan to breed your chickens successfully and safely. Before I get into that, I'm going to talk about a special note about the birds and the bees. To have a baby chick, you need a rooster and a hen. It's pretty obvious to most, but just in case you weren't sure, an egg produced without a rooster mating will not be fertilized and will never produce a chick. All right, so tip number 1, practice selective breeding. When you choose your breeding stock, you probably have a plan in mind. It may have depended on whether you are breeding your 2 favorite birds or increasing or developing a certain breed further. It doesn't matter why you want to breed the chicken, but what does matter is the selection you choose to be your breeders. Birds should be healthy, meet your production goals, and hopefully have decent temperaments. If you're looking to promote a certain breed, choose specimens that represent the desirable characteristics of your chosen breed. If you want to check out our chicken breeds guide to make your selection, I will link to that in the description below. In general, don't breed birds with poor characteristics of health and you'll be golden. Tip number 2, plan for spring. Chickens can produce fertilized eggs year-round, but they tend to be more prolific during the springtime. This is especially true if you live in a cold climate. Chickens spend most of their energy keeping warm during the winter months and less time mating. Tip number 3, rooster to hen ratio. Common knowledge will tell you that keeping more than one rooster in a flock is a big no-no. Usually this is due to the competition more than one roo creates for hens. However, if you raise your roosters together, they can probably coexist just fine as long as you have given them enough hens. Generally, each rooster should have access to 4 to 5 hens of their own. There is a benefit to having more than one rooster in a breeding flock, and that's a high fertility rate. All right, tip number 4, keep your rooster with your hens. As soon as you've decided which roosters you want to breed to your hens, make sure you remove all other roosters before adding your chosen roo. Leave your rooster with your hens indefinitely. He will dance for the ladies, win them over, and eventually mate with them without any extra effort from you. If your rooster is lazy, obese, or injured, he may not mount to your hens. Keep watch and make sure he's doing his job. If not, something may be wrong. All right, tip number 5, wait time. What to expect. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, your hens will continue to lay eggs fertilized by any previous roosters you've housed them with. Furthermore, if you've introduced a rooster, don't expect fertile eggs for at least 2 weeks. That's just how a hen's reproductive cycle works. Tip number 6, monitor your rooster's behavior. Some roosters are more aggressive than others, and some are just overly eager to be the man of the coop. In other words, they may unintentionally harm your hens with the spurs and beaks. In reality, the breeding process is fairly aggressive in appearance. The rooster will jump on the hen's back, hold her still by grabbing her comb or the back of her head with his beak, and using his feet to stabilize himself. Don't worry, it's normal though, but if your hens are getting bloodied up by your roosters, or if they're losing feathers or appear extremely stressed out, you may have an overeager rooster on your hands. Consider ceasing the breeding program and introducing a different rooster. Your hen's physical and mental health is essential, so you need to keep her safe. Tip number 7, check eggs for fertilization. After about 2 weeks, you will start to notice that your eggs will look a little different when you're preparing breakfast. Eggs that are fertilized will have a small white splotch that resembles a bullseye. Bullseye, your eggs are fertile. If you wait for longer, you will begin to see a red splot and veins. All right, lastly, tip number 8, store and set your eggs. It's tempting to start putting every egg in the incubator immediately, but doing so only creates problems come hatch day. You see, eggs must be rotated, chicks must be removed from the incubator when dry, and opening the incubator when other eggs are in the hatching process may actually kill unhatched chicks. In other words, all eggs need to be at the same stage of development. The moment you start incubating them, they begin the process. The solution is to store eggs for about a week and place them all in the incubator simultaneously. The eggs will all start developing at the same time. Storing eggs is like putting them in limbo for a short time. If you store your eggs at 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit for a week, pointy end down, you should still have a fairly decent hatch rate. Anything longer than that, the rate starts to drop. And that's going to do it. If you need more details, check out our incubation guide as well. I'll link to that in the description. Breeding chickens is not actually very difficult because most roosters do the work. Ensuring the safety, though, of your chickens from breeding to incubation is the most important aspect of breeding chickens. Hopefully, these simple tips will ensure your new breeding program runs smoothly with little to no errors or injuries. That's going to do it for us here at the Happy Chicken Coop. Thanks for listening. If you find our content interesting, if you learned something new, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. With that, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.